Most people are not really using AI for research. They are using it like a faster search box. They ask one question, get one answer, copy a few lines into a document, and move on. It feels efficient because the answer appears instantly, but underneath, the process is fragile. No source map, no verification, no second opinion, no clear system. That is not an AI research workflow. That is faster guessing. The research stack that actually saves hours is not built around one magic tool. It is built around a sequence. First, understand the landscape. Then map the problem. Then compare sources. Then stress test the argument. Then verify the claims. Finally, turn the result into something reusable. The real value is not the tool itself. The real value is the system behind it. Research has become one of the first serious workflow battles in AI, not because creators, marketers, freelancers, or SEO professionals suddenly need more information. They already have too much information. The real problem is knowing what matters. Google gives you links. ChatGPT can help synthesize and structure ideas. Perplexity can help with cited exploration. Claude can help analyze long notes and sharpen arguments. Gemini can support broader research workflows, especially when the work connects to Google's ecosystem. And now AI agents are pushing the process further. The question is moving from "can you answer this?" to "can you investigate this, compare sources, find gaps, and prepare a usable brief?" That shift matters because research is the hidden bottleneck behind almost every serious online business task. A YouTube script starts with research, a blog post starts with research, a content strategy starts with research, a product idea starts with research, a client proposal starts with research, a landing page starts with research. If the research is weak, everything built on top of it becomes weak. Most people think AI saves time when it writes. But in real workflows, the bigger time savings often happen before writing begins. AI can help you figure out what is outdated, what is missing, what sources disagree on, what angle is overused, and what idea is actually worth building around. This is where the workflow changes. In the old way, research was slow and scattered. You searched Google, you opened 20 tabs, you skimmed blog posts, you watched competitor videos. You copied notes, you saved links, you tried to remember which source said what. Then, after all of that, you still had to figure out the actual point. The old process did not fail because Google was useless. It failed because every stage was mixed together. Discovery, source collection, comparison, verification, outlining, and writing all happened at the same time. That is why research felt heavy. You were not only collecting information, you were constantly switching between decisions. An AI research stack makes the work easier by separating it into layers. One layer helps you discover the landscape. One layer helps collect sources. One layer helps synthesize. One layer helps verify. One layer helps plan the final output. And if the workflow is mature enough, one layer can support automation. Google Search is still useful in this stack. It helps you see what already exists. You can inspect ranking pages, compare headlines, find official documentation, locate primary sources, and understand whether a topic is saturated, outdated, or still developing. Then a tool like Perplexity can help with fast-sighted exploration. It can give you a first map of the topic and show source trails worth checking. ChatGPT can help reason through the research, create better questions, organize findings, and turn messy material into a usable brief. With search enabled, it can also help find timely information with links to sources. Claude can be useful for long notes, careful analysis, and turning complicated material into a cleaner argument. Gemini can be useful when the research connects to Google's ecosystem or when you want a broader research report. But the point is not to worship any tool. The point is to assign each tool a job. When every tool is used for everything, the workflow becomes messy. But when each tool has a clear role, AI research becomes more predictable. A strong research workflow starts with a specific question, not a vague prompt. Research AI tools is too broad. It gives the model too much room to produce a generic answer. A better question would be, what AI research workflows are creators using to reduce time spent on source discovery, content planning, and verification? That question gives the system direction. It defines the topic, the audience, and the kind of answer you need. From there, the first step is landscape discovery. Before asking AI to write anything, you want to understand the topic. What are people already saying? What sources keep appearing? What claims are repeated? What parts feel overhyped? What parts still need evidence? Then comes cited exploration. Instead of opening 20 tabs immediately, you ask AI to map the topic. What are the main themes? What examples keep showing up? What source types appear? Where do the sources agree? And where do they seem different? The important part is that you are not asking AI to write the final answer yet. You are asking it to build a research map. That map tells you what to inspect next. After that comes source triage. This is where many beginners make the biggest mistake. They treat every AI citation as equally useful. It is not. A citation is not proof by itself. A citation is a doorway. You still need to open the source, check the date, check the context, and confirm that the source actually supports the claim. For AI research, source quality matters more than answer confidence. Official documentation is stronger than a random blog. Direct product pages are stronger than someone guessing about a product. Recent primary information is stronger than recycled summaries. Once the sources are filtered, the next layer is synthesis. This is where tools like ChatGPT or Claude can save real time. You can ask the model to look across your notes and find patterns. What ideas repeat? Where do sources disagree? Which claim is strongest? Which point is weak or unsupported? What would a beginner misunderstand? What would an advanced viewer already know? At this stage, AI stops being just a faster search box and becomes a research assistant. Not because it replaces your judgment, but because it gives your judgment something organized to work with. Then comes the layer most people skip. Stress testing. Most people ask AI to confirm their idea. A better workflow asks AI to challenge it. Ask what is overstated. Ask what is missing. Ask what could be wrong. Ask which claims need verification. Ask which parts sound like hype. For a serious AI channel, this step matters. The internet is full of AI content that sounds confident but says very little. The stress test layer helps you avoid making the same generic video everyone else is making. Finally, the research becomes an asset, not just a page of notes, a research brief, a content outline, a script angle, a keyword map, a client memo, a repeatable SOP. That is how the stack saves hours over time. Not only by making one research session faster, but by turning each research session into a system you can run again. For YouTube research, the old process was scattered. You searched Google, watched competitor videos, checked comments, opened articles, and tried to guess which angle had demand. With an AI research stack, the process becomes cleaner. First, you use search to understand the existing landscape. Then you use AI to summarize the major angles. Then you ask another model to identify what is missing. Then you verify key claims with original sources. Then you build the script brief around the strongest tension. The realistic benefit is not a perfect script in one click. The benefit is a clearer angle. Faster, you still choose the hook. You still decide what the audience cares about. You still remove weak claims, but you spend far less time drowning in tabs. For SEO research, the old process was keyword first. Find keywords, check ranking pages, write something similar. That worked better when search results were mostly links. But AI search changes the research problem. Now the question is not only, what keyword can I rank for? It is also, what question is the user really trying to answer? What sources are likely to be trusted? What entities, definitions, and examples need to be clear? What makes this content useful, specific, and citable? AI can help cluster topics, compare search intent, summarize competitor pages, and identify missing sections. But it cannot magically know your authority, your audience, or your business goal. That still needs human judgment. For blog writing, the old process often turned into copying the structure of the top-ranking article. The result was generic content, same intro, same subheadings, same examples, same shallow advice. An AI research stack helps separate research from drafting. Before writing, you map what everyone is saying. Then you ask what is repetitive. Then you ask what is missing. Then you bring in your own experience, product knowledge, examples, or client context. The benefit is not guaranteed rankings. The benefit is a stronger brief. And in content, the brief often determines the quality of everything that follows. For competitor research, the old way was manual screenshots and spreadsheets. You visited websites, copied offers, checked pricing pages, studied social profiles, and tried to understand positioning. AI can speed up the first pass. It can summarize patterns across competitors. It can compare messaging. It can group competitors by audience, offer, or positioning, but it can also miss details. It may misread a page. It may overgeneralize. It may rely on outdated information if the source is not current. So, the strongest workflow is not AI replacing competitor research. It is AI preparing the first pass while you verify the decisions that matter. For freelancers and agencies, the value is practical. A client asks for a content plan, market scan, or automation idea. The old process could take hours before you even had a clear direction. With an AI research stack, you can create a structured discovery workflow. What does the client sell? Who is the audience? What are competitors saying? What questions are customers asking? What content already exists? What is missing? What could become a repeatable offer? This does not replace strategy. It gives you a better starting point. And for freelancers, that matters because research time is often unpaid or underpriced. For automation builders, the stack matters even more. A bad manual process does not become good just because an AI agent runs it. It becomes a faster bad process. Before automating research, you need to define the stages: search, collect, summarize, verify, score, organize, draft, review, publish. If those stages are clear, AI tools can help. If those stages are vague, the agent will produce vague output. Most people miss this. The quality of an AI research agent depends less on the model and more on the workflow design around it. Compared with manual Google research, an AI research stack is faster at synthesis. Google is still useful for discovery, source hunting, and seeing the open web. But Google gives you pages. You still do the thinking. AI research tools can summarize, compare, and organize those pages. That saves time, but it also creates risk. If the AI summarizes badly, you may not notice unless you check the sources. Compared with ChatGPT alone, a full stack is more reliable because it separates the workflow. One stage for search, one stage for synthesis, one stage for verification, one stage for critique. Compared with Claude alone, the stack adds discovery diversity. Claude can be useful for long documents and careful analysis, but the answer is still not the source. The source is the source. Compared with Gemini, the value often depends on the ecosystem and the research task. A longer research report can be useful, but long does not automatically mean strong. The workflow still needs a clear question, source checking, and human editing. Compared with Perplexity, the stack is less about fast answers and more about production. Perplexity can be useful for cited exploration and source trails. But a cited answer is not the same as a finished content strategy. You still need to decide what matters for your audience. You still need to verify claims. You still need to shape the narrative. So, the balanced answer is this. AI research stacks are usually faster. They can make small teams more capable. They can reduce repetitive searching and sorting. But they are not automatically better. They are better when the operator knows how to ask, verify, compare, and decide. Before building this kind of workflow, there is one major limitation to understand. AI research tools can make weak research feel strong. That is dangerous. A clean summary can hide messy sources. A confident answer can hide uncertainty. A citation can look trustworthy even when the source does not fully support the claim. And a long research report can feel impressive even if it is mostly obvious. This is the biggest misunderstanding. People think the main risk is that AI will refuse to answer. The bigger risk is that AI will answer smoothly. The first failure point is outdated data. If you are researching AI tools, pricing, features, SEO behavior, or platform rules, information can change quickly. A video made from old research can become inaccurate before it is published. The second failure point is source quality. AI may pull from pages that summarize other pages. That creates a chain of summaries. For serious research, you want to move closer to primary sources whenever possible. The third failure point is generic synthesis. If you ask generic questions, you get generic answers. A vague prompt creates vague research. The fourth failure point is privacy. Research workflows often involve client information, internal documents, spreadsheets, emails, or business strategy. Before connecting tools or uploading files, you need to understand what data you are sharing and with which platform. The fifth failure point is over-automation. This is especially important for AI agents. An agent can run a workflow, but if the workflow has no checkpoints, it can multiply mistakes. For research, automation should include review gates, source check, claim check, freshness check, relevance check, final human approval. That does not slow the workflow down. It keeps the workflow usable. The goal is not to remove thinking. The goal is to remove repetitive searching, sorting, and formatting so your thinking is focused on the decisions that matter. The AI research stack that saves hours is not a secret list of tools. It is a way of working. You search to see the landscape. Use AI to map the problem. Use citations to trace claims. Use another model to challenge the answer. Use human judgment to decide what belongs in the final output. That is the real shift. The future of research is not one chatbot replacing Google. It is a layered workflow where search engines, AI answer engines, long context models, documents, and automation systems work together. For creators, this means stronger topics. For marketers, clearer positioning. For SEO professionals, better intent research. For freelancers, faster client discovery. For automation builders, more reliable agents. For online business owners, better decisions with less manual digging. But the people who benefit most will not be the people looking for shortcuts. It will be the people who build repeatable research systems. So take one research task you do every week. Do not automate the whole thing immediately. Break it into stages: discovery, source collection, synthesis, verification, output, then assign one AI tool to each stage. Run the workflow once. Find where it saves time. Find where it creates risk. Then improve the system. Because the real advantage is not using AI to get one faster answer. The real advantage is building a research workflow you can trust.